Hello friends, Mandar here. I'm back with another video. Today we have the October 2021 Visa Bulletin out. It is the first bulletin for the new fiscal year, which is 2022. The October Visa Bulletin is a snapshot into the future, what's supposed to happen in the upcoming year. So it should have the priority, especially in the filing dates chart that are supposed to meet by the end of this year. So let's take a deeper look into what dates have changed and what dates haven't changed. So if you are interested in this topic, watch this video until the end and let's get started. If you are here for the first time, welcome. My name is Mandar and I make immigration related videos for US and Canada. I'm not an immigration lawyer, so anything that I say on this video or on my channel is for information purpose only. And for your specific immigration needs, before you take any action, you should hire a competent immigration lawyer. Now the October Visa Bulletin is out, and as usual many of my friends from my YouTube channel have reminded me about it. So I just took a quick glance and look at it, and there is nothing surprising about it, but there are certain things that I'm going to point out that might give you an insight into what's happening. And before I go any further, I just want to remind you that the September Visa Bulletin is still valid until the end of the September, so September 30th. So the October Visa Bulletin, if your date becomes current, it is only applicable starting 1st of October. So if you happen to see your date current in the October Visa Bulletin chart, start preparing for your documents for 485 so that you can be prepared to start to submit it on day 1, which is October 1st. So let's take a look at the comparative analysis of September Visa Bulletin versus October Visa Bulletin. We'll go into both family based section and employment based section. I'll put the timelines in the section so that you can skip to the sections that you would like to view. So let's look at it. So here is the comparison. I just put side by side the charts for September Visa Bulletin, which is on the left hand side, and the October Visa Bulletin, which is on the right hand side. Now just to remind you that the family preference category has 5 different sections, which is first F1, the second preference, the F2A category, which is spouses and children of permanent resident, F2B, which is unmarried sons and daughters of permanent residents, and F3 and F4. So the first we'll look at the final action date chart. Now this is the chart where the USCIS is actually processing your visa application. So if you see your date that is equal to or the same or prior to the date mentioned on this chart, that means that your date is current and it will be processed at any time, and you should get your green card pretty soon. But if your date falls outside of this date, which is basically later than any of these dates mentioned here, then you can assume that you still have to wait until your application is picked up for approval. So let's look at the side-by-side analysis, and I took a quick glance at it, and nothing has changed for family based category in the final action dates chart, and that is consistent with what Charlie mentioned in the last interview that we had. Basically USCIS is still processing. They have enough applications to process, so they are not having to change any dates. They still have a backlog of applications to process. So F1 category still remains the same, so all chargeability is still at 1st of December 2014. China is at 1st of December 2014. India is at 1st of December 2014. So China is at 1st of December 2014. India is at 1st of December 2014. Mexico is at January 15th of 99. Philippines is at 1st of March 2012. So nothing has changed. All F2A dates still remain the same, so they are current across the board. So that what that means is you have literally no wait time. If you are in F2A category, you just apply for 485 and your application will be processed. F2B category, again no changes across the board. September 22nd 2015 for all chargeability, September 22nd 2015 for China, September 22nd 2015 for India, March 15th 2000 for Mexico, October 22nd 2011 for Philippines. Again, F3 category also no change. November 22nd 2008 for all chargeability, November 22nd 2008 for China, November 22nd 2008 for India, May 15th 97 for Mexico, and June 8th, 2002 for Philippines. No change at all since September Visa Bulletin. F4 category is also all same across the board. March 22nd for 2007 for all chargeability, March 22nd 2007 for China, September 15th 2005 for India, February 8th 99 for Mexico, and August 22nd 2002 for Philippines. Now let's look at the filing date chart for family based category. Even the filing date chart for family based category hasn't changed at all. F1 remains the same, May 15 2016 for all chargeability, May 15 2016 for China, May 15 2015 for India, August 1st of 2000 for Mexico, April 22nd 2015 for Philippines. Same for F2A category, all dates essentially remain the same, June 2021 for all chargeability, and June and across the board all are June 2021. So they are limiting the dates for F2A category for up to June 1st of 2021. F2B category is also the same, exact same across the board, no change at all. F3 and F4 also the same. I will not read through the dates because they are essentially the same. Now this is consistent with what Charlie had mentioned in the past. The demand for family based visa category is equal to what numbers they have. They don't need to move the dates to create any more demand because they have enough applications to process within the quota of applications within the quota of visa numbers that they already have. So that's why the dates aren't moving. They might start to move later in this fiscal year as per his last interview. So we'll see what happens in the next couple of months. Let's look at the employment based preference category. So I'll just do a side-by-side comparison with regards to what has changed. Now EB1 remains current all throughout, which is good news because I was hoping that it would retrogress, and it hasn't. So all the dates for EB1 are current in the final action date chart. So it seems like anybody who has applied for 485 may get their green card anytime soon because the dates are not retrogressed. EB2 is current for all chargeability. For China it is June 1st of 2018, which is still remains the same. El Salvador still remains current. India 1st of September 2011 remains the same for filing date chart, and Mexico and Philippines also remain the same. EB3 nothing has changed for all chargeability, nothing has changed for China. For India also the rates remains at 1st of January 2014, so nothing has changed there. Other workers category also nothing has changed. EB4 category, as you can see, no dates have changed. EB4 certain religious workers, now you can see that everything is unavailable. So this visa category is basically allowed to apply for 485 in this case at all. So that's why it is unavailable or unauthorized in their words. EB5 regional center remains the same. China is the only country that is backlogged in this section, EB5 non-regional center, and EB5 regional center is again unauthorized, so you cannot apply in EB5 regional centers. So that is the final action date chart. Now let's look at the employment based category filing date chart. Now this is the most important chart for employment based category in October. The reason is in October USCIS typically allows this chart to be used for filing of 485 or adjustment of status. So let's see if something has changed. So EB1, as you can see across the board, it still remains the same, so no change there. EB2 also remains the same for all chargeability, China and El Salvador, but it has progressed for India from December 1st 2011 to 8th of July 2012. So it is almost 7 months of progression for India, which is great news. They are processing the applications much faster in the EB2 category. So they are taken up another 7 months of worth of applications to process. So if your date falls on or before July 8th 2012, expect to see your green card anytime soon. Mexico and Philippines for EB2 remain the same. For EB3, nothing has changed for all chargeability. There is no change for China. There is actually slight change for China. Now it has actually retrogressed. For China, it has retrogressed from July 1st 2019 to January 15th 2019. So it has retrogressed by about 6 months. No change for El Salvador, but for India EB3 the dates also have retrogressed from March 1st 2014 to January 8th of 2014, and this was actually consistent with what Charlie said, and I have a theory behind why this must have happened. Remember all those downgrade petitions from last year that people have been downgrading their application from EB2 to EB3, or filing a separate application for EB3. It seems now that this downgrades are now starting to reflect on the Visa Bulletin. So what it means is now those petitions or the visa numbers that were allocated in EB2 and abandoned, and EB3 processing was started, now these visa numbers from EB3 are being used up for these downgrade petitions, and thus this EB3 is now starting to see the load of these downgrade petitions, and I'm expecting to see continue to see this trend in the next couple of months. EB2 is probably going to start moving faster, and EB3 might slow down for India. That's what my expectation is, but we'll see what happens. Here's a piece of advice. If you are on the borderline of EB2 category within several months, say 6 months to a year, I will not advise you to do any downgrade, because you might find yourself current in EB2 category itself, and then there is no need to spend any more money in downgrade petition to EB3. So you might just want to save your money and buy some bitcoins again. So I would say if you are on the borderline, don't downgrade, because EB2 dates are expected to move faster than EB3 in my opinion. For the rest of the chart, most of the things are going to be same. Nothing has changed. EB4 and EB5 dates for filing dates chart have also remained the same. Now let's look at what Charlie has, when is the next time. Now here is another thing that I wanted to show you. In the F section down in the Visa Bulletin for October, they are talking about visa availability in the upcoming months. Now you see in the family based category, nothing is expected to change potentially in the next month, but in the employment based category for EB1 all remains current, EB2 up to several months. So see exactly what I was saying a couple of minutes back. We should expect to see the progression of EB2 dates for India and China in the several months, and because of these downgrade petitions, as you can see here, there is the EB3 India and EB3 China are expected to retrogress in early November, so which is interesting. And I'm pretty sure this is because of the downgrades, that we haven't seen any effect on the Visa Bulletin so far, and now it's catching up. So it makes sense to me. So if you are on the verge, again I repeat, if you are on the verge of deciding whether to downgrade or not, see where your priority date is, how close it is to the EB2 current priority date. If it's close, if it's within 6 to 8 months or up to a year, I wouldn't bother downgrading at all. So expect to see EB2 running faster in the next couple of months, and EB3, as you can see here right away, that it might retrogress in November. Now when is the next chat with Charlie? Chat with Charlie is on September 15th at 1 o'clock, so which is day after tomorrow, on Wednesday. So I'll be sure to make a video on my analysis of what Charlie has to say about the October Visa Bulletin, and also about the upcoming months, where the trend is and what are the things that are happening in the Congress that will have an impact on these Visa Bulletin dates. Now the last thing I wanted to cover is what is the chart to be used for the upcoming month. As you can see here, for the current month they have clearly mentioned final action date chart to be used for employment based category, and filing date chart to be used for family based category. For the next month, which is October, they haven't updated yet. I usually see this getting updated by the end of the day when the Visa Bulletin is out. So but I can guarantee you that this for the month of October at least, USCIS will allow filing date chart to be used for even for employment based category. So I'll leave you with that. If you haven't checked out my previous video about the reconciliation bill and its summary of text, do check that out because it has some interesting content in it that you might be interested in. So as usual, if you like the content of this video, don't forget to hit the like button and consider subscribing to my channel, and I'll see you in the next one.